If you don't change this in your life today, you have reached your potential and you're not going to be successful in the future long term. And that one thing is to keep putting one foot in front of the other. When the going gets tough, you need to adapt. If you don't adapt, you have reached your potential in life, okay? That's a great quote that I heard the other day. Literally, I think my mom told me something like that and I just paraphrased it. But it's true to life. And in today's episode, I want to briefly talk about something I talked about in the post-gym thoughts with Darshaun series that I do here on YouTube, Instagram, X, and Snapchat, most importantly. And that series is about working out consistently. That series is about giving yourself time to think about your thoughts, think about leveling up, think about becoming better, and most importantly, how you want to adapt to this ever-changing world. Because I personally think, and I know just from, my own life experience, the people I talk to and their life experience, that if you do not adapt, you will not become successful. Okay. And if you even get a chance to become successful, whatever that means to you, financial freedom, being able to take a vacation when you want, not work the W-2 job, even if you get there, it does not guarantee that you will stay there for the long term. Okay. With all that being said, let's hop into it. Okay. So for today's episode, that's what we're going to be discussing. This isn't going to be super long. It's going to be like 5-10 minutes. So thanks in advance for giving me your time, and let's level up together. So yeah, looking at my episodes of the post gym thoughts series, I think it was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday when I said you got to keep pushing. And in this episode, I was talking about how it's become very easy for me personally just to show up. Okay, that's half the battle. I've always been told in life, bare minimum, just show up in life. Okay, I can do that consistently, no problem, and I hope you can too. But it's one thing to go from showing up and then another thing to actually try and push yourself and try and become better, try and learn new things, try and become stronger, try and figure out a new way to adapt to the new technology, whatever it may be. Because like I said, a lot of people, they struggle with showing up. And then that first step is being able to consistently, make it to the gym, make it to that new environment in which people are there to help them level up. But once they get there, then they just show up, they just linger, they don't do much, they just exist. And what's the point? What is there to learn from that? What is there that they can get from that to apply to their life to level up and become better? Nothing, simply put. So if you just show up and you stop innovating, like we talked about in the last episode, I gave you 10 plus ways to figure out how to innovate, and I used the article and everything. Or even in the other episode before that, where we were talking about, personal development, leveling up your business, leveling up this and that. If you just fail to do all of that, you're just going to get thrown to the wayside. I'm not saying you're trash. I'm not saying you're not a worthy individual who deserves great things in this world, but I'm a realist. And I do understand the fact that a lot of people who get a lot of different things in life get there because they put in the work. They actually tried hard. They actually did the one thing that you couldn't do, and that's not only be innovative, but that's just to keep moving forward, to keep pushing, even when they got to a space where they are comfortable. Okay, and why am I saying this? Why should you care? Okay, personally, I care, and I think you should care because I myself am going through this exact moment. I've always said, I say to the camera what I need to say to myself. And this case is no different. Recently, I got a new day job, new W-2 job. I'm very fortunate to have the ability to work and make money outside of doing something like this, with the camera. But that being said, DSP money been coming through recently, so it's been really cool. New equipment coming soon. I want to get a laptop and upgrade some little things here and there, more lights, you'll see, so we can do better, bigger productions. Yeah, la-di-da-di-ju-da-day. We'll talk about that at the end of the video. But for retention's sake, I got the new day job, and it has led to me having to ask a number of questions. Why am I here? how long do I want to be here? Is this actually the story that I want to be told about my life? Is this the path that is less traveled that will potentially get me to where I'm trying to go? And among like 1,000 other questions, okay? As I said to my roommate, I guess I had the Darshaun equivalent of a mental breakdown where I just asked like a billion questions that I could not answer in the very moment. And I had to remind myself, yo, Darshaun, chill, take a step down the stairs, relax, woo-saw. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to do to chill out. Don't smoke weed though, you know, unless you don't have to get drug tested. But I say all that to say that I took a moment just to remember that you can only change what you can change, okay? You can only, like, you should only be worried about things that you actually have a say in. And a lot of those things I did not have a say in because I had not experienced these things yet, and I was going to. So I just had to remind myself that, hey, I don't know the answer yet, but if I just keep putting one step in front of the other, I will know the answer within this next week, okay? Some of the things I will not know an answer to until I just figure it out naturally, because I have to assemble the thought in my brain and synthesize it by sitting still in the quiet, as we so often not like we don't do that anymore. I was trying to be elegant with it, but whatever. Sometimes you just got to say the words and get the point out there. So I say all that to say that it's a cold world out here, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people got a lot of lofty dreams, goals, and aspirations, including myself. And, you know, I'm looking at like my big goal board of material objects and this and that I want. And it's literally like $250 million worth of stuff, okay? So understanding that, I know like doing this day job is not going to be the way to get there, okay? Because I don't even think if I work like 100 hours a week for the rest of my life, I'm not going to make that. You know what I'm saying? I understand the fact that if you're going to try and get somewhere in life that is, you know, beyond the American dream, which already is a scam. It's only cool if you're really just like from poverty or whatever, because the American dream, you ain't really living. You're still living paycheck to paycheck. You know, maybe you got a white picket fence, but it's low-key falling apart and you can't even afford to fix it. You know what I'm saying? So we want more than that. And it's not to be greedy, it's not to be selfish, it's just to be, that's just what I want, you know what I'm saying? And I was thinking about all of these things as this new job was coming in, and I just had to remind myself, like I said at the beginning of this episode, to keep pushing, to keep innovating, to keep moving forward, okay? Because a wise person, like I said, once told me, if you are unable to change, then you have reached your potential. And I think the biggest thing I learned about moving to this new job, simultaneously while DSP gained a client or two, or three, I guess technically, and money was coming in a little bit, you know what I'm saying? This is the most money my business has ever made, okay, type stuff. And that happened, and then literally like 2 weeks later, I get this new day job, and then literally a week later, I'm recording this, you know what I'm saying? So in the last like month, a lot of change has happened. And I've had to ask myself the big questions. Am I all talk and no game? Am I all bark or no bite? No, I'm Darshaun Smith, okay? I talk a lot, okay? I speak a lot of things into existence. And this is that moment that I talk about so often to you people, okay, who thank you once again for giving me your time, who watch these episodes, who listen to these episodes. And I just had to ask myself, like, dang, like, am I going to take my own advice? Am I going to be that person? Am I going to, you know, fail in life? No, I'm chilling, bro. I had a moment where I, like I said, had the Darshaun equivalent of like a mental breakdown where I just wanted to know all the answers today, right now, because that's just how I am sometimes. I like to be informed, but just because I like to be informed doesn't mean I have analysis paralysis. I'm still going to act. I still showed up. I still tried to figure out answers. I still wrote in the journal. I still made this podcast episode. I still got to work editing those videos and taking those pictures and making that album cover and all of that for DSP. You know what I'm saying? I still led with action. And I think that's the biggest point. When you're faced with adversity in life, lead with action, okay? Even if you're wrong, even if you fail, even if you don't make it to that next step up the ledge, whatever, your fingers are slipping, action is the only way out of it. Because if you're actually going through hell or whatever they say, why would you stop? Because then you're guaranteed to stay there. So if anything, get to work. I say all this to say that it's possible, okay? I say all this to say that if I, Darshaun Smith, can do it, your host of the Positivity Hour podcast, episode 151, if I can do it, you can too. Because I'm not gonna lie, man, I'm not special. I understand that I could work harder. I understand that I could be better. I could do more push-ups. I could go harder in the gym. I could eat better. I could drink more water, which I'm gonna do right now. I'm bringing this segment of the podcast back. Drink some water. Oh Lord, yeah, no, this is a half gallon. You gotta drink like 2 of these a day. I'll be struggling. I'll be only drinking like 1 a day, and I'll be feeling it when I wake up. My body is, sure, you need water. But I say all that to say that, I practice what I preach, okay? And what I've been preaching a lot recently is that you got to be ready for the change. And it's a lot easier to talk about being ready for the change, and then you go through a big transitional period in your life where you get your first real adult job or whatever. You get your first real 1099 money, you know what I'm saying, where it's like, dang, like, okay, yeah, maybe I know this person or whatever, so it's not the same as, cold calling someone, or it's not the same as creating a product, what's it called, an outreach, like, product service thing to send to some client that you have no clue about, and retaining that money, or getting that client, and then they, send you the retainer money or whatever. Like obviously, there's levels to this, but at the end of the day, like I said, action. You need action. Action is the only thing that's going to save you in this world. And the people who are understanding of that and know that if they do that one simple thing, oh, snaps, oh, rent's due, how am I going to pay it? I don't know. Get to work, figure it out. Get a new day job, figure out how to mow some lawns. Oh, it's snowing. Oh, you better go shovel some snow. Action, okay? Oh, cool beans. I want to go talk to that one girl, but she thinks I'm fat or whatever. Action. Hit the gym, bro. Okay, get in shape. Become such a high ticket item valued man, whatever you want to call it, that she's the one who's like, okay, I got to bet on this horse right now because I know he's going somewhere. Like, action, okay? I can keep going, okay? Oh, shoot, school. Whew, I got to get this paper done. Oh my God, it's like 10 pages and it's due in 3 hours. Well, you're guaranteed to fail if you don't start right now. You know what I'm saying? Late is better than not turning in anything at all. But the only way you can guarantee that is if you start working today. If you start trying to change how you think about life today. If you start to become your best self today. Life is a struggle, y'all, and I'm about to end this episode because I'm just kind of repeating myself. I'm going in the infinity loop now. I'm like Thanos with all the stones. Yeah, snap, you're gone. That'd be so sad if I disappeared too, man. I like living. But yeah, in conclusion, practicing what you preach is hard, okay? And I understand why a lot of people just kind of preach a lot of different things. But like I said, I'm going through my own moment of change. I'm going through my own moment of, dang, I was really comfortable where I was at. And now that I'm doing this new thing, can I even do it? Do I want to be here? Why am I here? Why do I care so much? I'm asking all of these questions. And I think all that's taught me is that, like, yeah, bro, I'm ready for this, okay? It kind of sucked at the beginning part because I didn't know answers to the questions I had. I know some answers now. Although I'm in a new day job, like I said, my business has made more money oh my God, excuse me. Let me restart that for the Instagram clip. My business has made more money in the last month than it has made in the last 2 years, okay? And that's all because of change, okay? I can still do the things I want to do in life, whether it's a networking meeting, whether it's the marching band media team or whatever. Maybe in the future, it just looks different. I can't do it for as long. I can't go to every event. I can't go to this or that. But nonetheless, my life has changed and I need to adapt. And because of that adaptation, if I do it right, I have the opportunity to get to that next level, to make more money, to level up and lose more weight in the gym, to become the person that I know I can be when I look at my 5 goal boards right here, okay? Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 goal boards, okay? I'm gonna leave you with this one quote, okay? And it comes from Luke, Andrew Tate's cousin, okay? I was talking in this episode a lot about action, as you know. And Luke said once in a lesson he was teaching in the real world, work 24 hours a day, every day. Sleep is work. Eating is work. Do everything professionally. Once done, success is inevitable. Think about that. I'm going to leave y'all with that. It's been real. I'm your host, Darshaun Smith. This is episode 151 of the Positivity Hour podcast. And I hope you learned something today, because I sure did. And best believe, I talk a lot about personal experiences in this episode. Literally, Spotify classified this as personal stories. And I'm glad they did, because that makes me a good motivational speaker, because I'm just speaking on stuff that I've experienced and how it got me to that next level. So I'm going to catch y'all around. We gone. Woo.